Hey, welcome back to Room 237. Come at you with another, I guess, not really Batman, but a DC review. And this movie came out last week on the 19th. It's actually my mom's birthday. And just picked it up today, and wow, was it good. And it is Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Now, this is not just a DC animated film or a DC Universe film. This is the final installment of the New 52 era DC animated films. Everything, at least that's part of this animated universe, from Flashpoint Paradox and War, Justice League War, all the way up until this ends that. So, I mean, I only have Justice League and Batman films, but I can't even see up there. So not like the standalone films, they're still going to do those, but all ones in this continuity. This is like the Marvel Endgame. And I haven't seen any Marvel movies, but for my taste, I'd probably say this is better. Now, you'd probably think this is a direct sequel to Justice League Dark, which came out... When did this come out? Sometime in the 2000s, because I know it's part of that 2010s, because I know it's part of that continuity. And so I'm wondering if that means like all this voice casting that they've been doing, like Jason O'Mara as Batman, is all gonna end. I do know that the next animated film is Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is like another origin story. So it's like they might be starting all over again, which they kind of did after Flashpoint. As far as all those movies go, Flashpoint to this has been the best one. I mean, Flashpoint Paradox is an excellent movie. You know, but there's also like Justice League War, Justice League Dark. Throne of Atlantis was okay. Yeah. But now one of the things that really got me excited about this was I do like Justice League Dark because the other hero that I'm a huge fan of next to Batman, my second favorite comic book character, is John Constantine. I mean, like, this whole shelf here, it's all Constantine and Hellblazer. I do have a collection video for that. But, you know, I also have the complete series, Constantine, where it's Matt Ryan is perfect. He voices Constantine in both those films. Constantine, City of Demons, great animated film. I even have the Keanu Reeves film, which I do like. So, this is, it is based off a New 52 story. It is based off of the Darkseid War event, which I didn't read. That's one of the big events I don't have as far as part of the New 52. But this movie was so damn good. I'm not going to get too into it because it just came out. You know, even if I put spoilers in the title. But, you know, this movie was so intense. And it has everyone in it. I mean, like, think of the most extended Justice League, Teen Titans, Suicide Squad. You know, it has everyone. And basically what the story is everyone's going to Apokolips to prevent Darkseid from doing what Darkseid does, being a conqueror of planets and coming to Earth. They all get there, and once the parademons start attacking, we pretty much go to black, and then we jump to 2 years in the future, which the war has been lost. There are many casualties of very popular comic book characters in this, which I won't say in this video. And basically, there has to be this new task force that will get together and go to Apokolips to settle everything. And it's basically, Constantine, Superman, Raven, Robin, Damian Wayne. I guess you could say Etrigan. he's left. And yeah, it's up, and then they have to meet up with members of the Suicide Squad, which is pretty much a shit ton of villains. And they all go to Apokolips. Many of the Justice League, some were killed, some were, brainwashed and restored, but under the brainwashing of Darkseid. His parademons have been fused with Superman's Kryptonian DNA, so now they're paradooms. It's like Doomsday mixed with parademons. The voice cast, I mean, people can say what they will about Jason O'Mara as Batman. I always liked him. I always liked Stuart Allen as Damian, and of course he's much older now, but he still does a good job. Always liked Rosario Dawson as Wonder Woman, Jerry O'Connell as Superman. Matt Ryan as Constantine is perfect. He is perfect for Constantine. You don't have, why am I blanking on her name? Fucking Tara Strong. Wow. You don't have Tara Strong as Raven. You have Taissa Farmiga, which is Vera Farmiga's daughter. Tony Todd as Darkseid. Even being the horror fan I am, I've never really been a fan of Tony Todd outside of like the first Candyman, Tom Savini's remake, Night of the Living Dead. Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor. I like Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor. Shamar Moore as Cyborg. Some of the, King Shark does look different than he does in Assault on Arkham, but that's because that takes place in the Arkham game universe. So most of this, and we do get little bits of flashbacks to the battle from 2 years ago. And pretty much Constantine bailed, and now he's kind of drinking himself to death. And, he's living with the guilt, but they do need him because of his spells and everything. And I'm a huge Constantine fan, and this movie's a bit longer than usual. They usually range around 75, 76 minutes. This is a full 90 minutes. But, I mean, this thing is just packed with intensity, action. Just when you think it's going to kind of get wrapped up, whole other sections are added to it. Raven has a really big role in this. She's kind of sick because, her powers can't really be used, or at least sparingly. Trigon is pretty much on the brink of getting out. Superman has been fused. Kryptonite now runs through his system, so he's powerless. That was done by Darkseid. I will say, Batman has been completely brainwashed, which Batman, and this, as continuity as this, and they even mention it, like, how brainwashed he's been. Like, he was drugged to conceive Damian, he was made to take care of Damian, he was broken mentally, and bad blood. And now he's been brainwashed by Darkseid, and he's like his right hand. This movie was just really intense. And this is going to be a shorter video because, where it just came out, I don't want to do like a spoiler video. even for people that have seen it. But, you know, I really like the whole Earth is pretty much demolished. We don't even really see any civilians. It's pretty much just, you know, supervillains and superheroes. But, you know, how they get the main group together. I mean, Justice League Dark, it's really just Constantine. Raven does count, but she's a Titan, you know, because she is magic or spells. But there's no Deadman. There is a Zatanna, but yeah. Swamp Thing has a bit role, which Swamp Thing is my third favorite comic character, so that was awesome. Didn't really care for the voice acting of Swamp Thing. I actually liked him much better in even Batman and Harley Quinn, which Roger R. Cross did Swamp Thing. He's been in some stuff. But, and you know, it's really just seeing where all these heroes are, where the, pretty much how the villains are, and how Suicide Squad is like huge. A bunch of fucking villains run by Harley Quinn now. And just the plan they have to go back to Apokolips. And even the ending, they talk about Flashpoint. And that has a role with the ending of this. And it really does have that feeling of, okay, everything we just saw for the past few years is done. And it's kind of bittersweet, because, I mean, you know, we've been watching these films for so long, and I know they're going to keep making movies. I know they'll find some other way to create an ongoing continuity. But, you know, I watched these movies as they came out. Really just have a good sense of closure. It is very climactic. It is very intense. Very emotional. You know, it's a very impactful, strong movie. Worthy of its 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, it even has the new Justice League logo on it. Could they have gotten away with just calling this, you know, DC Apokolips War? Probably. They probably could have. But I think where Constantine is essentially the star, they called it Dark. It was directed by Matt Peters and Christina Sada. Of course, you know, Matt Peters, he's... Of course I can't click on his name. It's the... So, since Flashpoint, there's been 15 films. You know, that... And this is such a great ending. I was blown away by how intense this was. Just... You know, not really since, like, War for the Planet of the Apes did you really have a movie with such wonderful closure. And, I mean, by the ending of this, it's like... They really do have to attempt what they do at the end of this. Because just with the way everything is by the end of this. I know without getting into spoilers, I'm just going to start really repeating myself, but I loved this movie to death. It was very entertaining, but sort of in like a somber way. It is a depressing movie. There is a lot of death, popular characters. There is a lot of, you know, it is kind of bleak. Even towards the end, when things start to get turned around, it is kind of bleak. But, you know, you can definitely tell they were trying to satisfy their fans with this. And I agree with a quote by, which actually, the screenwriter Ernie Altbacher teased the possibility of a new project related to that continuity. And he stated, the way we ended it, quote, the way we ended it, it's really like a tough balancing act. It ends something on a bittersweet yet hopeful note, and I'll just say, people are saying, oh man, we're not getting any more of these. Meaning, because of the continuity. And he says, you're not losing something, you're gaining something new. And I just gotta say, this is one of the probably the most intense DC animated film I've seen. Whether it be a Justice League or Batman film, this is super intense. Very just, yeah. Even Orchid, the spirit of the House of Mysteries in this film, has like a role, like she does something. They really bring in everyone. And it's just a damn good film. Highly recommend it. Anyone who loves whether DC animated films or superhero animated films, really fucking good. Damn fucking good. Very intense. I'm sorry I didn't really get too much into it. Maybe eventually I'll do like a spoiler review where I really do go through the plot and give my thoughts on that. But this movie's a lot to take in. There's a lot of shit that happens with a lot of different characters. It might take a couple watches to really digest all of it, but for now, just my overall thoughts of the film, very awesome. What a wonderful climax and conclusion. Excellent movie. Thank you for watching.